Greetings from Lifespice India Private Limited. Welcome to India's science-backed spice factory. We produce nutraceutical spice mixes that can upregulate your genes and augment your well-being. Let's walk through the sections of our factory that makes this factory special in your life. The factory is set up in an area of 1.39 acres, and the first phase is capable of producing 2,000 tons per annum of various spice mixes. Expansion in the facility can accommodate a capacity of 25,000 tons per annum. We are now standing in the first stage of the factory where both the raw material comes in as well as the finished goods goes out. Now the outside world is segregated from the inside world using clean room doors which are now open and roll shutters which are closed. The moment we open the roll shutter, the clean room doors will automatically close, sealing the inside from the outside. The trucks that come from outside are weighed on a roadway bridge and they come and dock here. Material is unloaded, kept in this bay, and when the roll shutters are closed, automatically the clean room door will open. And you get access to both the dispatch as well as the raw material side. The raw material is now stacked on pallets and stored in high-reach racks for retrieval and complete fumigation. 100% raw material is fumigated in the fumigation chamber, which is separated by a clean room door. Material is fumigated using non-carcinogenic material like phosphines, and the fumigation chamber has got exhaust fans as well as an emergency exit. Every single material that comes into Lifespice India Private Limited is 100% fumigated to ensure complete removal of larvae, moth and other insects. Now, this is a USP for Lifespice India Private Limited. Fumigation is done by Bureau Veritas. Bureau Veritas is actually the trainer for Skill India program in India. It's a costly resource, but they give quality service and we ensure that our entire material is 100% fumigated. This is one of the very unique sections of Lifespice India Private Limited. It is a home-designed cleaning table. As you can see, there are 8 members who are cleaning parallelly. Every single spice is cleaned manually. You are seeing bay leaf cleaning right now, where only the leaf is plucked and the twigs are removed. You can see that there is an important segregation happening, where all the twigs are removed, which is almost 25 to 30% of the bay leaf purchased. And only the purest bay leaf without the twigs go into the process. Every single spice is handled in the same manner. For example, we get our maces in cardboard boxes, and mace is 2,000 rupees to a kilogram. However, it goes through the same cleaning in the same cleaning table as you saw in the bay leaf, and it gets segregated into waste material and usable material. So about 25% of the material goes away as waste material, which is something that not many factories do, except Lifespice India Private Limited. We buy stemless Mundu chilies from between Tuticorin and Rameswaram, where there is no stem. Even in these chilies, we segregate in the same table and we remove the pale colored chili from the bold colored chili. This is not for color, but the pale color is an indication of aflatoxin B1, which is carcinogenic in nature and can cause cancer in the users. So at Lifespice, every single spice is cleaned in a designer table manually, so that only the purest original spice, only spice, original spice, no stem, no leaves, no sticks go along with the spice. This is our mantra here. The cleaned spices are now individually roasted. Each spice is roasted at a different temperature for a different time according to its phytochemical content and volatile matter content. Roasting is an important process that eliminates thermophilic bacteria, that augments presentation of phytochemical content, and that removes moisture. Many companies avoid this because they lose weight, which is directly a commercial loss. But unless we roast the products, we cannot get a flavorsome and healthy phytochemical rich spice powder. So at Life Spice, every single spice, after individual hand cleaning in the special tables, is individually roasted and phytochemical presentation is upregulated. Thank you. Each single spice is individually ground after the cleaning and the roasting that you have already seen. Individually cleaned, individually roasted, individually ground and collected in intermediate bulk containers. IBC is made of stainless steel which can hold 150 kilograms. So every single powder is collected in individual IBCs and stacked on these stacks. We are the only company which can proudly say we have roasted coarse ground maize, roasted coarse ground star anise, roasted coarse ground black cardamom and 15 such powders. These powders are from here on untouched by human hand, processed into the final recipes. The most unique aspect of Life Spice India Private Limited is the recipe mixing session, which is based on a gain in weight system. The bottom silo is on load cells and the software controls the recipe. The top silo feeds material as per the recipe. When it has been completely fed, it is swapped with the next silo, and this goes on till all elements of the recipe are completed. The screw that you see below is a double speed screw, and once you near the limit of material to be added, the screw switches to low speed and excess material falls off into the diverter into the excess collection bin. This is a very unique process, and it is a mapped process which gives a graph at the SCADA system which we later see. And we release batches only after verifying the graph that every single element has been added to the correct proportion and ratio that was intended. Untouched by human hand, in the bottom silo, we have created a recipe which is repeatable. From January to December, every batch will have exactly the same grammage of the components that are concerned with the recipe management system. This system and an array of singles is a very unique USP of Life Spice India Private Limited, and we hope to serve customers homogeneous products, repeatable products, quality products. The recipe that was created in the silo is now brought using the high reach stacker to feed the ribbon blender. Untouched by human hand, the prepared recipe is lifted by the high reach stacker and placed on the blender feed cone. This material is now fed into the blender, which in 15 minutes homogeneously mixes all the material and feeds it into the larger intermediate bulk container that can contain up to 600 kilogram of the blended final recipe mix. This material is now taken to the final mill where it is ground to 600 micron and then taken to an inline blender where further homogenization is accomplished, and the final product that is ready for packing is again collected in an intermediate bulk container.
This is the control room of Life Spice India Private Limited. We are able to produce spices that are untouched by human hands because we have completely automated our plant. Each and every part of our operation is controlled by PLCs, that's the programmable logic controller, and a very sophisticated SCADA system. That's a PLC. That's automation system that controls every element of our plant, and these are control panels that track each and every equipment. We have also built multiple levels of redundancy so the plant can be operated either near the equipment or from this panel or from the SCADA screen, so the availability as well as reliability is enhanced. So each section of the plant can be operated from here, and then this SCADA system manages our the sophisticated recipe making, which is extremely sophisticated programming, as well as it gives operators the trends, the alarms, etc. to help us to be very consistent and to produce products that are of very repeatable quality. So we leverage technology to deliver great products.
Normal spiced sachets will develop micro cracks through which 600 micron powders may not fall out. But a 20 micron hole will allow bacteria and virus to pass in and pass out. At LifeSpice, to avoid this problem, we pack in food grade PET jars. The jars are first cleaned using compressed air and vacuum. Compressed air blows out any contaminant and the vacuum sucks out the contaminant. The jars are then automatically filled by a metered quantity which is continuously process control checked for weight. These jars then move through a metal detector system, and if any metal is detected below UN standards, it goes into the rejection bin. The jars are now passing to the capping section, where a cap is manually placed but automatically threaded and tightened. The caps have a wad inside. Now this wad is an induction seal wad, which gets induction sealed here to yield a bottle where the untouched by hand spice mix powders are induction sealed. And these sealed jars now are automatically labeled to give them the identity of what powder it contains. These are then packed in cardboard cartons and are made ready for dispatch. LifeSpace has a team of qualified professionals with experts in each area, from raw material handling to civil engineering, mechanical engineering, recipe management, PLC management, and various other facilities, including services like accounting. We have experienced production heads from rich experience in spice industry and experienced engineering head who oversees the whole factory and its operation. It is a team of professionals that allow us to differentiate from the rest of the people and maintain our stringent operating practices to the highest of quality. Individual spices, hand-picked, hand-cleaned, individually roasted, individually ground, blended automatically, untouched by human hand, and packed in PET bottles for your well-being. At LifeSpice India Private Limited, we believe in sustainable development. As a part of our responsibility to the environment, the entire rainwater is collected and harvested in rainwater ponds. The main building roof water is collected into the firewater pond, and the auxiliary building roof water is collected into the rainwater harvesting pond through a filter into the firewater pond, which overflows into the daily water usage pond, and the overflow from the daily water usage pond comes back to the rainwater harvesting pond. Now all the water from the rainwater harvesting plant, in case of overflow, comes to the overflow drain, which ultimately joins the Sipcot drain. So there is absolutely no wastage of water, and this rainwater harvesting pond is also a source for feeding the gardens with water. Not just sustainable development, but we believe in the principles of ESG, environment, social justice, and government. Other than rainwater harvest, we also have solar energy water system heating, and we employ a maximum number of local people from Mukundarayapuram Panchayat. On an average, any person who enters the gate of LifeSpice India Private Limited earns a wage of 17,000 rupees to 30,000 rupees per month and is given a healthy meal, whoever it is, for whichever reason that he has entered our gates. Other than this, we are a completely compliant company with zero non-conformance tolerance and believe a lot in social governance. All our operators have got access to libraries and are encouraged to enhance their knowledge. We do not like to stagnate people in positions, but we would like them to develop and grow as individuals and give back responsibility to society. LifeSpice India Private Limited builds progressive societies by creation of employment and by blessing people with dignity, self-respect, knowledge, and opportunity. So in this hand-in-hand journey, we also provide the world with solutions where their food is not merely for sustenance or taste, but becomes life-saving enhancers by augmentation and upregulation of genes through phytochemical content in the spices that we provide for you. Thank you.